Hi, fifth graders. I hope you and your family are well. We're going to move on to our next math lesson. On Friday, we did a lesson on dividing fractions by fractions. Today, we're going to do a lesson on dividing fractions and whole numbers. Okay, and I'm going to be doing number 10, which is 6 divided by 4/6. And the reason I chose that problem is because I would like to remind you about another little trick that I already showed you that you can use when solving these problems. Okay, so I'm going to take you over here to our paper. I'm going to write down number 10, which is 6 divided by 4/6. Now, if you remember, I told you that whenever we're doing problems with fractions, we always like to make our whole numbers look like a fraction. So I'm going to change my 6, which is the whole number, and write it as a fraction, which is going to be 6 over 1. Okay? And if you remember on Friday, I told you when we were doing division problems to remember the phrase keep, change, flip. Okay, so the first fraction in a division problem we keep. I just rewrote it as a fraction because it's a whole number. I changed my division sign to a multiplication sign. And then I flip or use the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the denominator becomes my numerator and the numerator becomes my denominator. So this is our new problem. So I wanted to remind you, if you remember before school closed, we looked at cross simplifying. So we looked diagonally, and I told you to think about the multiplication symbol, follow the lines of the multiplication symbol. So I have 1 and 6 here. 1 is in simplest form, so I can't change that. So I'm going to leave these two numbers alone. If I look at the 6 and the 4, and I think about those two numbers, there is in fact a factor or a friendly compatible number that I could divide into both 6 and 4, and that is 2. So I'm going to simplify the 6 and the 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my new multiplication problem is going to be 3 over 1 times 6 over 2. And that will give us, when we're multiplying fractions, we just simply multiply across. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 times 2 is 2. And of course, we are still not finished. We have to simplify this fraction. It is an improper fraction. My numerator is greater than my denominator. So to simplify it, we have to remember that the fraction line is a division symbol. And I simply divide my numerator by my denominator. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. So the answer to this problem is 9. Okay, if you have any questions, either put your question on the Google Stream. If you're using Classroom Dojo, you may message me. And everybody should have my cell phone. If you need to text me, you can reach me that way also. Have a great day.